is at risk of completely blowing open. And from what I understand, if that happens, I mean, you're looking at millions and millions of people in the path of all of that water. That could have a really serious impact on China and perhaps cause a major humanitarian disaster.
Yeah, and don't think that's not by design either. Because they're trying to take the focus off of Wuhan.
Yep.
And what's going on in Wuhan, where the Kung Flu virus is coming out of there, and every other thing is coming out of there. There's a lot of stuff happening in Wuhan right now. There's been more than one thing than just this virus coming out of Wuhan. So they're going to try and change the narrative. They're going to try to make people feel sorry for China. But look, the entire world is coming down on China right now. I said about a year and a half ago, I prophesied there was something coming for China that's going to put them in their place. That Russia was not the enemy, it's China. Sure enough, boom, here we are. There's China. Now, there's been multiple things that China's been doing. The virus, they've stolen our technology. They've done all kinds of stuff. Of course, we've handed them our technology. Thank you, Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, all these things. So, but there's coming to come a point, I think, when the entire world is coming down on China right now, where they're going to get put in their place.
One moment. I need to slow the chat down even more, because even with 11,000 people here, 180 seconds is still too much time. You guys, do me a favor, guys. Just keep the chat on point so that we're not having just random stuff in there. I want to have really constructive things in there so we can get some good questions for Mark. And if you guys have any questions that you want us to ask Mark, go ahead and throw those in the chat. I need to do a couple of quick thank yous.
Yeah, while you're doing that, just go ahead, everybody. Tag me. I'm paying attention to the chat. If you've got a question, I'll pick some out for everybody.
Okay, appreciate that. Carol says, interesting information coming from Mark. The reason Arkansas now has a mask mandate leads back to a church congregation. So they're blaming it on the church. Let's see. Dalian San says, I'm at Inspired Living. God bless. Thank you very much, Inspired Living. Appreciate that. Also, Passions by Abby. Thank you very much. Also, Kimberly Coleman. Thank you very much. Jimmy Campbell. Susan, thank you for that, Susan. Kathleen says, thank you for all you do. Linda, thank you for that, Linda. And if there's anybody that I missed, please forgive me. I don't always get them the way that I want, the way that I need to on PayPal. But David Oltman says the reckoning is coming on Cash App. My buddy Andy, what's up, Andy? Also, Kyle says, do you mind telling M3 I said hi? Methods, Kyle says hello.
What's up, Kyle?
Also, let's see. So, Wheezy Girl, you sent me a request to pay you $5 instead. I think you meant the other way around. Oh, there you go. And you fixed it. So thank you very much. I appreciate that, Wheezy Girl. And then Jennifer says, great show last night. We'll be sharing with my dad. That's awesome. So yeah, Mark, I don't know if you got a chance to see the show that we did last night, but there's this horrific situation taking place. An American father with dual citizenship in Switzerland. He has an ex-wife whose stepfather is the great-grandson of Joseph Smith of the Mormon Church. And they are apparently very big in Arizona. And they left the United States, went to Switzerland because the grandfather was he was abusing the children. So once they got there, apparently their sway is so great that they worked in conjunction with the American embassy there in Switzerland and the Swiss authorities to have the children stolen from the home. They took them. It's been 3 years now, and they're experiencing some really horrific things, and nobody's doing anything to help them about it. So this is something that I wanted to ask you specifically to pray on for Neil. Neil Suits is the name of the two children. And I want to ask everybody here, please, we need you to tweet, we need you to call, we need you to write to Secretary Pompeo, we need you to write to Attorney General William Barr. These people don't know what's happening to these kids because these gatekeepers at the embassy and in the Swiss government are stopping the information before it gets to the right people so that something can happen about it. But it shows the structured nature of the way these people are using these children as currency and not caring about the fact that this man's rights are being totally violated.
Well, I think we're going to find out a whole lot more where that came from. You know what I mean? As who's been involved. I've been warning people for a long time. You're going to be surprised who's been involved in a lot of this stuff, whether it's, it could be hospitals, could be churches, seminaries, some of these big names would be involved in some of this child trafficking. We just don't know yet, but it will come out. I just had a lady on one of the shows that we do. Her name is Gina Phillips. She is a counselor for SRA victims, satanic ritual abuse, and she deals with deprogramming those that have been programmed. You want to talk about somebody who could blow it out of the water and explain to you how the exact methods that they use for MK Ultra and what they do, because the question keeps coming up all the time with me. What about Kanye West? What about Kanye West? I get asked that all the time. And, he's a Christian. And so there's a part I was saying, look, he's not to be trusted, period. We know the rappers are the worst of the worst, what they have to do to get that high up. If this man has given himself to Christ, that's great. That's wonderful. But he's not to insert himself as a leader, as a worship leader inside the church system. And notice who he partnered with, Joel Osteen, to do this with. Now, she explains this very well, that when they mind control someone, they get fragmented into 100 different pieces, literally 100.
Yep. And
she said that one part of him may want to serve Christ, but the other 99 or whatever it is still serving the Illuminati at night, or the devil at night, and he does not even know it. This is why you can't trust them until they have complete and total deliverance. So, but the mind control, like Black Lives Matter, most of these people that are on the street, she said the black umbrellas that you see all the time in the videos, she said those are the handlers. They're activating their programming that if they don't get violent, that now they will activate the other piece of their soul, if you will, that's floating around, that will torment them until they get violent. So when you start listening to how deep this stuff is, the programming that we've all had, we've all been programmed, whether it's in our own lives, whether it's at church, because they do it from the pulpit. Trust me, guys, they've been trained to do it from the pulpit. And so it's mind-numbing to know how deep this stuff really is, and it's just going to take complete and total deliverance of an entire generation of people of what we've been exposed to. And the truth is what's going to do it.
Absolutely. With Kanye West, it's really sad because, you look at what's going on, and it's very clear that he's a man struggling with some mental illness and, like you said, a fair amount of programming. I every time over the last couple of years, when he's tried to come out, when he's tried to speak, they have immediately clamped down on him. It's clear he's trying to break out. And I think that this time, I don't even know what's going on. He's trying to do what he thinks to be the right thing to, get the truth out. He's been out there on Twitter saying a lot of crazy things about his wife and his mother-in-law, the people that are in his family. And I see a man who's tormented. He truly is being, held by the devil on a daily basis.
Well, if you look at his Twitter feed, you can see he's putting out comms. It's easy to recognize. You can see all this, that he's still being controlled, and he's controlling others through these comms. And Gina actually decoded some of these comms. She can do that because she's been doing this for so long. And she sent me the decode on one. There was a pepper, a tomato, and a rose or something like that. And, man, she nailed it, bro. I can't remember what she said now. I'd have to look it up. I have to go back here. But, she absolutely just positively nailed that thing. And it was just – it's incredible of just how much these guys are still being controlled. He came out the other day and he had all kinds of he went on a Twitter rant or something like that, and it was really strange. I don't know. I'm trying to find it here, man. Is this it right here? Yeah, there was one with him and Elon Musk. One was an orange, and they swapped heads on the bodies. Was one. And because she says that something like that, they keep pulling him back. This is what it was. I got it right here. Kanye is the bell pepper. Kim is the flowers. The tomato is their offspring. Together, veggies make the main ingredients for a green Bloody Mary. Kanye is lauding Kim as rich and powerful. Kim is the flower that becomes Bloody Mary. The Bloody Mary program turns the rose into thorn. Kim is loved by all, but the food combo makes a green Bloody Mary. The green Bloody Mary turns loving Kim, the rose, into the thorn. The Kim becomes Bloody Mary, the Dark Queen. Mary I of England got the nickname Bloody Mary because of her prosecution of Protestant heretics. She burned hundreds of Protestant at the stake for being heretics. The color green is the green chaos that she has spoken of about in other decodes. it's the chaos unleashed all over the world and used to traumatize humanity. So she goes on to more there, but that's the programming. If you go to that's why I said he can't be trusted right now. He's not been completely delivered. So until that happens, he's not to be trusted.